Hi Earth Angels, and welcome to Earth Angel Activities, where I'll be doing a reading for you all tonight. So we'll start with our prayer and we'll go ahead and hop right in. Thank you, Most High God, Divine Mother and Father, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. Thank you so much for the viewer. Thank you so much for the message, and thank you for allowing me to deliver and be a conduit of your message. Thank you so much for leading us and guiding us on how to use our energy, our magic, our love responsibly and with authority. In your name, we thank you so much that all love is welcome here, and that those seeking the light and healing of their soul and progression of their soul are gathering here, and that we're just invisible to anybody who is not on that level yet. In your name, we thank you so much for this message. So it is, Ashe. Now, these messages, I'm praying that they find you in that moment where you really need it. I really do. As Earth Angels, Spirit Guides, I said Spirit Guides, wow. Some of us are really guiding people. And I'm hearing Harriet Tubman. I'm hearing guiding people. There are so many of us out here who are just really trying to do our best. And I see you. And your angels and your spirit team, they want you to know that you are seen and that your contribution is they are just overwhelmed with joy. That you contribute to the light, that you contribute to love of things, that you have not allowed your spirit or your soul to be hardened by this world. And they also acknowledge your fury, your passion. They acknowledge the excitement. They acknowledge your anger. They acknowledge it all. And they're saying to you not to be ashamed of what you feel and how you're seeing things right now. They say you're seeing things correctly. This matrix is trying to gaslight you, chosen one, Earth Angel. You have a mission on this earth. And that mission is for you to not only guide others, but to also make sure that your mind is right and that you're going in the right direction, that you're vibrating correctly. But that also doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect, because you're going to be feeling the feels as well. That's what human life affords us, the opportunity to feel. And for a lot of us as chosen beings, the feelings, the things that we've been feeling, they've not been the easiest things to deal with. The selfishness and the inability to be concerned with another, the way that so many of us are just inconsiderate of one another, and the patience, it runs thin for a lot of us as chosen beings. It runs thin sometimes. But we still have to be realistic about what we do when the patience runs thin. We have to be very mindful, and sometimes it's difficult to be mindful. I'm speaking from firsthand experience, so I understand. But I also understand that as chosen beings, there has been a lot of attacks on how we do things. The world has really tried to test our gangster. And I'm not being funny about that at all. I mean, truly, and even though we are love and light, no, we don't believe in going out and sending any type of spiritual attacks anybody else's way. There comes moments where we're just like, you know what, I don't like, why? If I'm not sending any type of negative energy, why does someone have the audacity to send it towards me? And I was talking to someone today about, you know, being triggered and gaslit and things like that. You know, how it's a part of all of our spiritual journey. And that person was telling me, you know, oh, all you have to do is do deep breathing. And all you have to do is just be faithful. And all you have to do is this and that and that and this, you know. It was very, very first level spirituality. You know how it is when you first wake up. You know, it feels like, oh my gosh, just the hills are alive with the sound of music. I mean, it's just this beautiful awakening, or this understanding of the soul and how we can manifest things, how things can come to us, right? But at the same time, we also recognize the vulnerability and the humility and the work, the authentic generosity that has to come from us. And we also realize how expensive it can be if we choose to vibrate at a more contradictive vibration. And when I say contradictive, I mean of love itself. So this is for those of you who are truly doing your spiritual work. And I'm hearing shadow work. You know, shadow work is the hardest thing you will do in your spiritual practice if you do it correctly. It's the hardest thing. So when people are talking about doing shadow work, I mean, if it doesn't stick, it doesn't even, you know, it doesn't even matter. Shadow work is when you look at situations and circumstances where things went wrong, energetically, things went wrong. And we look at ourselves in those moments, we look at others in those moments, and then we offer forgiveness of ourselves and the other person and the situation. And sometimes it can be very difficult to reach that vibration of forgiveness, you know, and it's difficult to reach the vibration of forgiveness when we feel that we're perfect. When you feel that you are blameless is when it is the hardest is the hardest road to take to forgiveness. And that's when I had to remember, you know what? That's because we all are blameless and we all are guilty to a degree, you know. And when we do our actual shadow work, when we do those things, you know, then we are able to see ourselves, you know, we are able to wear more hats than just the hat of the victim or the hat of the victor or the hat of the hero or the griot or the know-it-all or the underdog, whatever. We're able to wear more hats than that because we'll see each other in our own eyes, right? That's when we truly become one. That's when our eye really can see, when we're able to see more than just me. You want to say to us, God, we are listening. Our hearts are open to you. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I have chills, y'all. I have chills all over. I have chills all over. Ooh, and envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Wow. I just said that energy, that we'll be able to see each other in our own eyes. We'll be able to understand that we are one. You know, and as long as we are in this vibration where we can look at each other and say, oh, I'm jealous of them, or I'm envious of them, or I just don't like them. That is a form of envy. Because one thing that I learned about this energy is it is truly believing that God will not bless you too. It is lies. That's why envy is such a difficult energy to deal with, because it's a lie you're telling yourself to believe about the limitlessness of God. When God can do all things, and God does do all things. Look, also falling out with love and envy, we have adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. You know, some of you guys, I'm telling you, and this is me included, you guys. Look, denial at the bottom of the deck. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Look, some of you guys are out here showing love, being light, being kind, and I'll be doggone if you don't attract these vampire-like energies around you who don't understand love. They're not even trying to vibrate at light. You know, they're not even trying to find out who they are within the realm of darkness. They're not trying to self-illuminate. No, and we can call these people NPCs, but not all of them are. You know, some people just truly love adversity. They thrive within it. You know, you have some people that swim against the grain just for the sake of swimming against the grain. You know, there is no weight or passion there. There's no true gravity in those spaces where they would benefit from either way. It's just this. It's just the sensation of adversity that some beings really, really relish in. You know, and it's coming from unhealed wounds. It's coming from the inability to love. Because when you commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things, then it's difficult to hate. You know, it's difficult to lose your faith. And for all of us, you know, there are times where it's so hard to maintain your trust and your faith in the divine, because it's like things happen, you know, things change, people change, circumstances change, times change, you know, and it just keeps us in these vibrational loops that cause us to fall into a state of arrested development. You know, and I really want you to think about that. Arrested development. I mean, I'm seeing a plant growing, sprouting, becoming a beautiful tree. The train, loud noises, especially that train horn while I'm breathing, is a sign of a very important message. But I'm seeing this seed grow, sprout, and become this huge, beautiful tree. And right before it buds its fruit, you see those small, tiny flowers starting to bud into more than a flower. Things just completely stop. Stop. No movement, no wind. The leaves aren't rustling, nothing, just stillness, you know, and that's where some of us are. And it's coming from this space of not being able to see ourselves, us, you, me, the whole as one. You know, one thing that I realized when this election came around is that a lot of people excuse me, guys. I'm trying to pick these cards up that fell on the floor and I'm just kicking the camera stand. But one thing that I learned in this election is that there were a lot of people who, well, the majority of people that I spoke with personally, we all seem to have a lot of the same values. And we all seem to want a lot of the same things as a bottom line. And how we're willing to get there, it looks a little different. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we all mostly care about the same things. You know, our security, our family, our free time, our finances. We care about a lot of the same things, you know. But unfortunately, some people, they don't care about anything. You know, some people really just enjoy being at odds, you know, and sometimes we as chosen beings, we can go into those mental vibrations as well, where we start to generate this spiritual narcissism, so to speak, and we start this belief that, you know, we're alone. And a lot of times for most of us, we already know in our hearts that we're never alone. We already know in our hearts that God is within us, that we have never been left alone. But we also know that as chosen beings, our journey looks a lot different from most other people. Most chosen beings will find themselves saying things like, I'm all alone. I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have anybody that I can call on. I don't have anybody who understands. I don't have anybody who will give me great advice. I don't have, a lot of chosen beings kind of can end up feeling that way. That light just went out, and I find that to be very significant, because it almost calls to this space of, yes, needing to remember how to self-illuminate. And a lot of us have gone through these moments where it was like lights out and basically had nobody to call. Had to come through for yourself as a chosen one. And that is basically part of your training as a chosen one. It is to realize that you are your own Harriet Tubman. You are your own savior. There is nobody coming to advise you, to guide you. The only guidance you're going to get is the guidance from the good Lord that you pray for. And I mean, you pray in a way where your actions, your thoughts, everything supports it. Even when you fall out of character or you feel as if you have felt your feelings, there's no shame, but there is space for growth. There's major space for growth and healing. God, what do you want to say to the viewer about this healing? I really want this message to be what they need right now, God. This is important for this chosen being. Look, this 8 of Swords, I'm seeing someone who is really doubting who the divine is in this moment. Wondering if God is even there. What do you want to say to the viewer about this? What do you want to say to them, God? The King of Swords comes out with the King of Wands. I'm hearing mind and soul. Mind and soul. And the only thing that's missing is the body. As this is a lot of this, I don't have any pentacles here. And this wand is my first fire out. So we've got water, and then we've got fire, and then we've got air, air, air. So much air. And that is in the mind space. And it's looking at the inability to see things differently, where the mind has been just turning things over and over and trying to figure out if things are really going to pan out well. But I'm hearing the divine say, I need you to move physically, because your regular just sitting still, yes, the Emperor is out with the Ace of Wands. I need you to take action. I need you to physically get up and move your muscles, move your body, and that breaks the spell. Movement breaks the spell. Movement breaks the spell. Movement breaks the spell. I'm also seeing that in your dreams, there is a lot of spiritual beginnings that are taking place. I'm seeing that movement during the day is going to trigger this message to be shared with you in your dreams. You're going to go on a journey in your dreams. And I'm even hearing that you might be visited in your sleep by an angel and a demon. And that it's just a test of your understanding and how you see the world, that nothing can harm you. But I'm seeing that a spiritual test is coming, and it's coming in your dreams, because in your subconscious is where the dreams take place. And in that space, you're more likely to do what comes natural to you. So if you're naturally scared, you're going to be scared in the dream. If you're naturally the type to shut down, then you're going to shut down in the dream. If you run away, you're going to run away in the dream. If you fight, you're going to fight in the dream. And it's something that your angels have been trying to cultivate within you. And it takes you to actually train in the physical world, and I'm seeing someone do simple things. I'm seeing this card in my mind that says chop wood, like they want you to get down to the basics. I'm hearing wax on, wax off. I'm seeing the old Karate Kid scene. I'm seeing someone go back to doing basic things. I'm seeing in Jackson 5 where Joe Jackson would make them move the cinder blocks around the yard as a form of punishment. I'm seeing that type of energy, like just move, just get up, wash the dishes, sweep the floor, just do something simple where you are moving your body, and that helps break the spell. And it also helps you to initiate this healthy dream state, and that messages are going to be shared with you as you sleep. These messages are going to contain information about how to be victorious in this next stage of your life, because some things for some reason are trying to send you some very heavy energy. But if you're able to focus correctly, and it can be difficult sometimes, I'm telling you, because when the energy is moving, it's like a train, very difficult to stop. But they want you to practice before the train starts moving how to deal with adversity, because some people are watching you for the simple fact of bringing you adversity. But that's why your angels are also saying that, they want us to say the affirmation, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Look, with light bulb, we're hearing ideas, understanding, understanding. Gift comes out upside down, you guys. Upside down. So, and the first thing I saw on the card was surprise. So this is not going to come as a surprise to you. They want you to practice. You wear the crown. Your thoughts are of your highest. You are of your highest mind. Your angels, they want you to call on them. They want you to declare them. They want you to declare that you are able to recognize when you are being tested, and that you are able to put your knowledge and wisdom to use. That's what we declare right now for ourselves. Okay, guys, we declare that when we are tested, we will be able to acknowledge it and see it long before any actions or words are spoken, and that we will be of our highest minds and our highest energy, that we will be of service to the divine in those moments, because it's something about those moments that it really powers up our team. It powers up our army, God's army, when we are able to rise above the attacks. Okay, it really, really strengthens God's army, and that's our army. And I'm hearing the Divine Mother say, don't forget about me. You know, don't forget about me. I am the mother. I am the mother. And I'm hearing her say, I feed you. She's saying, don't forget about me. And you have to remember that the Divine Mother, she lives within us, and she's our higher mind. You know, that's where we find her. And the Divine Father, we find him in our actions. Look, the wishing tree. My wishes grow big like a tree. Y'all, what was the vision in the very beginning? I was seeing a tree grow and blossom, and then there came a space of arrested development. Okay, that arrested development, that is an attack. Okay, sometimes people don't recognize how they're attacking you. People are attacking you when they say negative things about you, when they give you bad advice and they know it, when they go behind your back and say things with the intention of casting harm, when they tell you things or tell you information with a hope that they harm you in some way. They share information with the desire to make you feel things, that whether them be good or bad, they don't care. They just want to be the one to evoke emotion from you, right? They want to steal your light. They don't want to try to self-illuminate. Why self-illuminate? Why learn how to use my own light bulb when I can just steal yours? It's already lit. That's the vibe, you know, and your angels are saying like, no. We don't want to hurt them, but we're not going to allow them to steal from you. You are going to grow big and tall. And I'm also hearing for some of you, the tale of the three trees, that children's story, that could be very helpful in your situation right now. And look, happy magic for pets. Animals are my friends, and I am kind and loving to them. There is like this call for you to connect with animals around you, or there's an animal that is bringing you a message, and the next animal that catches your attention, they want you to look it up and see what the spiritual meaning of that animal is as a spiritual guide. Wishing boat, I look forward to new challenges, you guys. That means we're looking forward to new lessons, okay? What do these lessons bring? What are these lessons ushering in, God? What are these lessons ushering in? Look, at the bottom of the deck, there is magic everywhere. And then look, I am made of the stuff of stars, and it says wishing upon a star. They want you to make a wish. They want you to believe in this magic. They want you to send a letter out to the universe. They want you to remember you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know how everything's going to pan out. You don't have to know it. All you have to know is that you are loved, that you are love, that God loves you, the Divine Mother loves you, the Divine Father loves you, your angels love you, your spirit guides love you, I love you, and you love you, okay? And forgive you. You know, that's so hard to do sometimes. It is so hard to get to the energy of forgiveness sometimes. It's so hard to forgive ourselves. Even sometimes it's hard to forgive ourselves when we feel as if, oh, you know, I wouldn't forgive someone else for doing that. So how can I forgive myself? No. I'm hearing God tell you, like, no. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Forgive the whole situation. I'm also hearing the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I know I'm not saying that correctly, but it's the prayer where you literally tell the situation, tell the other person, tell yourself the affirmations of, I apologize for this situation. You know, please forgive me for this situation. I love you. You know, I think that's it. I'm sorry, forgive me. I love you, and thank you. Thank you for your forgiveness. Yes. And you really work through that situation like that. It's not easy, but it is very helpful in shadow work, especially if you truly believe the words that you're saying. I apologize for this situation. Please forgive me for this situation. I love you, and thank you. Thank you for loving me in return. You know, it can be difficult. It can be tricky. I understand. But for someone, that's going to be very helpful. So I'm going to end this reading here. I really pray that it finds you in time and in the best frame of mind. And I'm sending you so much love. We'll talk again soon. Bye.